And the tone was set. The tone of the Israelite people and the tone of the journey that would follow was established. God parted the Red Sea so that the people that he loved could walk safely through on dry ground to the other side. And when the Egyptians attempted pursuit, God closed up those same waters around them, killing them all. Delivered them. God led his people to that promised land. He did exactly what he said he would do. But the Israelites had displayed a heart which would characterize the rest of their journey. Unbelief. Unbelief. When they were hungry, they didn't believe in God's plan or provision, and they complained. When they were thirsty, their defiance and their moaning showed that they didn't believe God. Almost as quickly as their excitement was overflowing with what God had done for them, there followed them an unbelief that characterized itself, and over again, groaning and moaning and complaining and struggling through the wilderness. I want to illustrate. I want to do a little skit. I need a volunteer. Brent. Scott, you all right? Come on up here. Your part's easy, okay? We're just going to illustrate kind of this transition, all right? Now, you're going to be in this scene, Moses, God's representative. And you're going to hear me in a minute complaining about the fact that I'm thirsty. You're going to come over, you're Moses. You don't even have to say, I'm Moses. Just we'll know. And you're going to come over and say, I know where there's water. There's a drinking fountain right out there. I'm going to take you to it. And I'm asking you to do it. I've been there. I know it's there. I'll take you there. Okay? Okay. So you just do that. Here, you got to hold that. I'm thirsty.
I know where there's water. I'll take you there.
I hear Moses. I'm thirsty.
I know where there's water.
Oh, you'll take me there.
I'll take you there.
You promise? Okay, I'll follow you. Let's go. Oh, it's taking forever. Moses! Where are you?
Right here.
Okay, you did good. Thank you. The trip from captivity to that promised land should have, by all accounts, taken a matter of days. Some scholars suggest as few as 11 days that trip from Egypt to the promised land should have taken the Israelites. That journey took 40 years. Why? Unbelief. Because they did not trust God in the journey. Even when God gave them a glimpse of that promised country, their doubt said, God cannot deliver. God cannot deliver. In the 78th Psalm, the psalmist recounts the heart, the attitude of the Israelite people toward God in their unbelief. They forgot what he had done, the wonders he had shown them. He did miracles in the sight of their fathers in the land of Egypt. He divided the sea and led them through. He made the water stand firm like a wall. He guided them with the cloud by day and with light from the fire all night. He split rocks in the desert and gave them water as abundant as the seas. He brought streams out of craggy rock and made water flow down like rivers. But they continued to sin against him, rebelling in the desert against the Most High. They willfully put God to the test by demanding the food they craved. They spoke against God, saying, "Can God spread a table in the desert?" When he struck the rock, water gushed out, and streams flowed abundantly. But can he also give us food? Can he supply meat for his people? When the Lord heard them, he was very angry. His fire broke out against Jacob, and his wrath rose against Israel, for they did not believe in God or trust in his deliverance. Yet he gave a command to the skies above and opened the doors of the heaven. He rained down manna for the people to eat. He gave them grain of heaven. Men ate the bread of angels. He sent them food all they could eat. He let loose the east wind from the heavens and led forth the south wind by his power. He rained meat down on them like dust, flying birds like sand on the seashore. He made them come down inside their camp, all around their tents. They ate till they had more than enough, for he had given them what they craved. But before they turned from the food they craved, even while it was still in their mouths, God's anger rose against them. He put to death the sturdiest among them, cutting down the young men of Israel. In spite of all this, they kept on sinning. In spite of his wonders, they did not believe. They did not believe God. What do we know for sure? We know that God had secured the place he promised them. God hadn't only secured a place for his people, but he had allowed other people to inhabit that land. Why? So they would build the cities that God's people would live in. He had secured the place he promised. We know that he was taking them there. We know that God had the route figured out, and we know that he would be their constant provision. But when God's people set out, they thought they heard, or better yet, they wanted to hear God say to them, "This will be easy. I'm going to take you to this place in a way which is comfortable for you. I'm going to take you to the promised land in accordance with your plans, with your ease, with your comforts." Thus, when the first sign of trouble appeared, that it wasn't going as they expected, they rebelled. So profound was their unbelief that they were ready to go back to their miserable lives in slavery rather than to be forced to trust God. Days into their journey, they are longing for slavery in Egypt. So great is their unbelief. They believed when it was easy to believe, but they were ready to jump ship the moment life happened. And in their growing unbelief, they lost sight of God's promise to sustain them in the journey, and ultimately in God's ability to get them where they were going.